everyone, it's me, Wheezy. I'm with Moshville Times and I'm really excited with another interview. I want to welcome Brightshade. Hello, guys.
Ah,
Oh,
Brightshade!
Whoop.
How
Love it, love
exciting.
the energy.
this
um,
is our first interview. I'm so excited.
It's
oh,
mine
that's so
too. It's mine
cool.
too.
Yay. Oh, okay, no pressure, Wheezy. You must do well.
Let's hope we don't
Um,
mess up.
why don't you start off? Tell me your name and what you do in the band.
I shall start first. I am Daniel. I am the vocalist in the band. Um, on top of that, I do some of the media and all the art stuff as well. So that's quite fun.
Nice.
But yeah, all the lyrics and all that. Tom does the exciting stuff though.
Yeah,
Let's
hi, I'm Tom Moore. I'm the guitarist, and I do all of our production work and a lot of our live production setup as well.
Cool. Cool. I like it. I was thinking that when I saw the guitar in your background, Tom, but must not assume. Um,
It's mine. Please.
but Daniel, I'm interested in your background because I see a third person in there and sort of skeleton type thing in the back.
Oh,
This is
that.
cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
that.
That
I'm
was
just a
actually
bit.
our first vocalist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Well, it worked out in the end, but he's a good guy. He's a good guy. No, yeah. Yeah. I'm a bit of a weirdo.
I
I think
like
you'll realize compared to the maximalism of my room. This is my office, and then you look at Tom's beautiful, clean room. Very different personalities, but
it's nice.
works
I
well.
like it. I like it. So you guys started this year, right? You're kind of a new band. Is that right?
So yeah, we started last year, just at the start of last year. So it's been
Mhm.
about a year now.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, it's been definitely a hell of a ride. We're
Yeah.
very close to all of our releases, which is very exciting. A whole year of having stuff not to show anyone, which is horrifying because the worst thing is like I have a driving instructor, and the whole time throughout the journey of learning, I've been saying to him like, yeah, no, we've just made like a new song. It's really sick. And he's like, can I hear? I'm like, no. He's like, you could just be lying completely. So it feels like a bit of a secret at the moment.
Yeah. So how did Bright Shades come together then? Did you all know each other at the start, or did you put out an advert online? Like, tell me your story.
Well, I mean, for me, I joined like I wouldn't say halfway through, but like I joined a bit later on. So I will throw it to Tom to explain, I guess, the origins of like how the band met, because I kind of like joined as the third wheel, but now I'm a friend. Now I'm a part of it.
Um, yeah, so the way that it came together was Ash, the other guitarist, Dan, the bassist, and I. So we've got two Dans in the band in case there's any confusion there. We call this Dan Daniel for easiness.
Yeah.
Um, so Dan, the bassist, and Ash and I, we've been in bands before, and we wanted to try something different after the last one. Decided to call it a day. We started to write some ideas, and really what we wanted to do is kind of authentically represent some of our influences that were like from our roots, where we kind of grew up, as well as kind of combining them in a new and challenging way. Um, so yeah, it was really experimental at the start. We were trying loads of different ideas. I can't tell you how many ideas we've rejected before, like Dan even kind of joined. And then yeah, Dan, obviously we kind of met you, and yeah, I think it was like really fast after that, wasn't it? It's kind of crazy to
Mm,
think we've actually been cooking for
mm,
9 months or so on the songs that we've been working on so far.
Yeah.
About 15 versions per song. It's been a bit of a
mm,
whirlwind 9 months, but I think what that's really done is it's like created something that we can really get behind. I can't wait for people to hear it.
Nice. You must
mm,
be really patient if you've had like all these songs that you've been working on different ways and over again. And then, like you
mm.
said, like working over the last year without being able to release anything yet. So you must be very patient, all he is.
This sucks, man. Like you have all these friends that you're trying to impress,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Well, there's nothing for us to see yet." But yeah, no. I mean, well, it's following on from also what Tom was saying. Like, I come from a pop punk background, so I was in a band before,
Nice.
but it was a very like shoestrings kind of band where like we didn't have much money or production or talent. I was, I was a bit earlier on in my singing career, and then obviously coming on to this, it's just blown up amazingly. We're definitely a super team, so it's been nice like joining the Brightshade gang, and that's so, man, that's so corny.
Yeah, I know, I love
But
that.
it's been really nice.
Yeah. And so the name, right, the band name Brightshade, where does that come from?
I would love to tell that story. Yeah, so we had a couple of a couple of the initial songs that we were working on. We went through many versions, as I said before, and one of the things that uh, Daniel and I really worked closely on was like the message that we wanted to send, and really kind of changing the songs to kind of encapsulate and really make that message as powerful as we could make it. Um, in the initial few songs, and I think we've kind of started off a theme with this first song that we're about to release, is this story of is these kind of different, quite nuanced issues between people in relationships, or stories that we want to tell. um, and often people tell a story of good and evil, or victim and villain, kind of whatever they're telling, that stories like that. And I really loved that kind of light and dark, kind of taking a binary perspective on a particular story, which ultimately has two sides and is a very nuanced thing, but it's kind of the story that we tell ourselves about what's happened.
Yeah.
I think that there was something really powerful in that. So yeah, as you would expect, we spent a bunch of time trying to figure out what the right band name was for us.
Yeah.
And we were playing around with kind of opposites in the same word, like light dark, that kind of thing in the same name. And I think we kind of stumbled upon Brightshade by accident, but there was something that clicked at that point, and we're like, yeah, okay, that's it. That's definitely it. That's the one. Yeah, I think it had pretty much no competition as soon as we landed on it, didn't it, Dan?
Yeah, we had a few ideas. I remember I threw a lot at a wall and got hit with a lot of no. There was my this is probably like, I don't know if it's TMI to talk about previous band names if it breaks the illusion. But one I was so like, yes, we need that name. Was called Liz Frank. And I remember I like really pushed for it and did like art for it and the logo. I don't know if you know what Liz Frank is, but I broke I broke my foot like a year ago, and the name of the foot injury is called Liz Frank injury, and I
Oh,
was like, and I remember being in the doctor's room. Crying when they were telling me that I might not walk again. I'm fine, by the way. And I remember they said I was in tears, and they went, "It's called a Liz Frank injury," and I went, "That's a really sick metal name." Oh no. I was like, oh, that'd be really cool. So I tried to pitch that, but I don't think we want to be the foot band,
no.
unfortunately. Maybe maybe a song one day, but not the foot band, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Maybe a potential album name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Come back to this interview when we've called an album that.
I will. So you guys are bringing out your music this year, which is really exciting. So people won't have heard your music before. So if you were to describe like the sound that you have for someone hearing it for the first time, how would you describe your sound, your music?
I'm gonna throw that to Tom. Because I will say one thing on it, like the vocal side of it. Again, I've come on to Brightshade, and like they already had like so many cool ideas. One thing me and Tom were talking about just before the call was how like it was amazing how they had this such unique, awesome sound, and I had my own unique take on vocals, and we just kind of fucked them together. And it's been nice to kind of fuse that into something nice. So when it comes to like in general the styles of that, I'll throw that to Tom because he probably has a lot of a better approach to it.
Yeah, I really like this question. I think I was thinking about how to answer what our sound was, and what I didn't want to do is kind of get overly poetic about it, because we've got I think a lot of bands come back to this kind of question with like well, you never heard this before, this is really imaginative, you don't understand us, you can't pigeonhole us,
This
kind of
is
thing.
so different to anything you've ever heard.
We've got a pretty eclectic bunch of music tastes, but I think we overlap is things that are kind of energetic, they're groovy, they're emotive. I think there's like a consistent theme there of us wanting to have that like gritty bottom end and like that driving kind of like rocky stuff. I listen to a lot of drum and bass as well, so like a kind of heavier bass kind of things with. But I think one thing that another kind of key theme in that also is how like emotive we can be in that as well. So like expect big choruses. That's a commitment from us. Yeah, that's things that are groovy, things that have big choruses. I think like we all listen to or engage with like video games pretty heavily. I listen to a lot of video game soundtracks, so I think like the emotion that comes along with like, I don't know, if you're watching like a horror movie, you know how like the absence of sound sometimes creates like a lot of tension, and there's a lot of like textual aspects of that. Like I think myself and the other guitarist Ash especially, were really influenced by trying to like replicate some of those like weird feelings that you feel in those moments. I just immediately went on to well, you don't really get this sound. It's like a unique thing. It's really not.
You've never heard anything like this.
We're basically like we've got a lot of kind of new metal roots in our music taste. We really like video game music, so we're kind of bringing some of that to the table. So yeah, expect high energy, rocky, groovy, emotive stuff. It's exciting. It's fun.
Nice. So let's talk about the single that's coming out. Okay, you've got a brand new single called Lost and Haunted. Tell me about your track. So with that, how did that track come together? Has that been sitting for a while already, or has it been one that you've went back to 18 times? Like, tell me the story.
I guess like from my perspective on it, obviously I know that like Tom and Ash and Dan have been working on demos long before I joined. You know, we got thrown a good few like very like rough demos, and I remember the instrumental we got for like the skeleton of Lost and Haunted. For me, you know, I guess the journey as a musician, again, a very posh way of putting it, of my journey as becoming an artist. But you know, I come from, again, a very like pop punky background, which was all about like, oh, my girlfriend broke up with me, or oh, I'm annoyed at my parents. And there's something nice about, you know, maturing into something that's a lot more darker, or just something that tackles a subject that means a lot to me, rather than maybe just like a generic topic. So, you know, something like Lost and Haunted, you know, not to give too many spoilers on the overall story of it, but, you know, I remember Tom will agree here. We send like 20-minute voice notes to each other when we're working on a song. We're pretty much in a relationship where we'll send these like massive paragraphs to each other, being like, oh, you know, this is, you know, what do you think of this? And I remember sending him this really powerful one just about like, you know, when you're going through your own stuff, sometimes there's camaraderie in other people having shit in their own lives, and there's that kind of hollow feeling of, you know, this is one thing which is kind of what we're trying to push against with a lot of metal, that I noticed the topic of, you know, like we're all in this together, like, we're all damaged, we've all got this horrible shit happening. But sometimes you can just be alone and haunted and lost and haunted from your own stuff. And there is that camaraderie there, but you're still alone. And I think that reflects a lot in the song, because it's a very quite haunting song of just like, we're all fucked pretty much. And that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. What was the most challenging part about finishing this single in particular?
Tom. Not Tom. I mean, Tom.
Tom, you were the most challenging part of that song.
I hate working with him.
I think it was all of the little things. I think actually, Dan. So we had kind of an earlier version of the song that's completely different to ultimately how it landed. I think when Dan and I started working on the song together, the first like, I don't know, eight or so versions, you know, where we were trying to lock in the key melodies and that kind of thing, we actually covered quite a lot of ground quite quickly. Dan has some awesome ideas on kind of melodies and that kind of thing. I think where it was the finishing touches though that kind of lasted the that lasted the longest. We're like, we like, this really feels like something where we want to send our first message, and it really feels like it encapsulates what we want to say, and how we want to sound. And so it was things like the gang vocals, the harmonies, making sure that the guitars fit in with like what was happening in the vocals, and all of that is all those little like finishing touches, icing on the cakes. Like, are we sure that the vocals are saying what we want them to say? It's all of those like little finishing touches. But also that was kind of one of the best things, you know, when we got that first mix master back from Tom Corey, who did the mix master for the song. It was like, yeah, we fucking did it. Yeah. Like this, yeah, like we can really get behind this. And that was like really, really exciting moment.
Yeah. What made you like decide on this is going to be the first one we're going to bring out? Did you know it like as soon as it was finished, or was it like a battle between picking like between your other songs?
I think we had a few early ideas, and this one we had a few that were kind of maybe kind of a center point for what we wanted to sound like, and so those were the options that we had. I think Lost and Haunted, we made ground on it quite early on, and so as the main melodies were coming together, that's kind of when we started to have those realizations that I was just talking about. That was kind of like, this feels like it encapsulates what we're trying to say. It's a good center point for how we want to sound. It really sets a great precedent for what like the kind of thing that we want to bring to the world. So yeah, Dan, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
If anything, it's actually kind of going back to the last question, but kind of infusing it in a bit. You know, it was our first song we kind of officially worked on, you know. And what you were saying about challenges, I just remembered how, keep in mind, I've just joined a band with some of the most talented people I've ever met in my life, and they're all lovely people. And you know, you really want to impress them. And you know, as a singer, you know, there's that element of when you do your first song, or when you're really trying to you know, set a statement of that you're a good singer, hopefully, and they haven't made the wrong decision picking you. You're overthinking it. Obviously now, like, we're like a year in, and it's been amazing. Like, me and Tom, we're a squad when it comes to just back and forth, you know, from 20-minute voice messages to an hour now, where we you know, we're synced. But that first song, at least from my perspective, was a really interesting challenge of just, you know, setting the bar early, and it was very, very exciting, but also very scary.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so the song called Lost and Haunted. Okay, I love playing a little game midway or at the end of interviews. So I was trying to think, what game could I get you to play? And I thought Lost and Haunted is the name of your single. And so I thought, let's imagine that I have found like a lost and found lost property box, and inside are items that are potentially haunted or just a bit random and dodgy. I'm going to give you two items that I pull out my box, and you have to decide what one you would rather claim. Okay?
Okay.
So, first up, a single shoe, however, it's still warm, or a jacket, but it has something moving in the pocket.
Oh, I want the jacket. I want the jacket. It could be something nice in that pocket.
Something nice.
It's moving. It might be like a cat. It might be like a gerbil.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything bad. It can be a nice thing. That shoe as well, Tom. You'd like the shoe. It's a warm shoe.
I don't know. I kind of want the jacket as well. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I'm not fighting you. We're not fighting on this. I'm having the jacket, Tom.
Oh, okay.
No, I thought you'd fight back. I thought you'd fight back. God damn. Oh no.
What am I gonna do with one shoe? You know.
And it's warm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next in the box is a phone, but it has 1% battery left, but with 73 unread messages. Or a mysterious key that has a label saying "Do not use."
Okay. Story time. My phone.
It's got to be the box with the key for me. I'm going to go straight in there. Dan.
I want the phone. Well, that's perfect. Well, look, I have a really shit phone already. This is awesome. My phone broke recently, so now the only way I can charge it is using like a wireless. Like I have to have a wireless charger because the actual port doesn't work.
Yeah.
So a 1% phone, I'm used to that. I'll have the phone. You can have the box, Tom. I'll have the phone. That's okay.
The phone with the 73 unread messages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, messages are just messages. Anything could be in the box.
There could be something bad in that box. There could be a phone in that box.
Yeah. With unread.
Or it could be
unread.
or it could be the cat you wish was in your jacket, you know?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
No! Give me the box.
Okay, next is a wig that looks exactly like one of the band members. Or half a sandwich, but it's wrapped like it's in it's like a really important package.
Ooh. I think I go with the wig and give it to Ash. Yeah, I'd probably go with the wig. That'd be fun. That'd be really, really fun.
Okay.
I'm here for the sandwich. I'm a little bit foodie.
Yeah. Okay, how about a kazoo, but it smells slightly suspicious, or a diary that's written entirely about you?
Oh, I want that. Oh, is it from someone I know, or is it just anyone?
It could be anyone, and it could be bad stuff though. Like, do you really want
that's
to
kind
take
of
that
fun though.
risk?
That's fun drama though. I like a bit of drama. Yeah, I'd have the book. That'd be great. I want to hear someone bitch about me in a book. That'd be great. We're gonna get a lot of that when we release our music as well. I can't wait.
Do I have to use the kazoo before I like wash it, or what's the situation?
No, it's your kazoo. It just smells slightly suspicious. So if you want to go, I would recommend you definitely go and clean that. Okay.
Cool.
Next.
Take one message away from this interview: clean your kazoo.
Yes.
That's the one.
Okay, next is a USB stick that's labeled definitely not cursed. Or a broken tambourine, but it still judges your rhythm.
That is the most fourth dimensional tambourine I've ever heard of. Wait, sorry, I need to dissect it. What do you mean it can judge your tempo?
It's a haunted tambourine.
So like when you shake it, does it?
Yeah, it judges your rhythm, like
judges me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want any of these. Can I walk away? I don't want these things.
Exchange it for one of the other items.
Yeah. Oh man.
Tom, what would you pick?
I don't know if I want either of these as well, in case I get any half truths about my rhythm, you know.
I don't want to be judged.
I feel intrigued, similarly to the box, by this USB stick, so I'm gonna go with that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. It could be anything that's in there, you know.
Yeah. It could be just a nice photo of a cat, since both of you seem to like cats, and yeah. Okay, my final two items in my lost and haunted box is, I love this. Okay, I better not say actually. I don't want to give you any answers. It's either a duck wearing a bow tie or a clone of yourself, but it's slightly off.
Clone of myself. If it's slightly off, I'm getting angry. If you have a slightly off version of yourself, you can bully that version of yourself because he's maybe a bit like, he's not as quick and funny as you. Yeah, I don't care. Is it a real duck? Is it like a duck?
Yeah,
or is it like
a real duck with a bow tie.
I can give my clone a bow tie.
No, come on, Daniel.
What's wrong with the little clone? Is he like, how is he off? Is he smaller than me? Is he like... Yeah,
we'll go with that. Yeah, definitely smaller than you.
Honestly, I would like nothing else than to bully myself. That sounds awesome. Yes, I'd go with this. And maybe we could be friends as well, maybe.
Tom, what about you?
If you go with that duck, Tom. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm going with the duck. I feel like I could look after a duck, We're gonna be great friends.
Yeah. I think, come on, a duck with a bow tie, that's amazing.
I feel like a psychopath now.
You did say you would bully yourself, Daniel. That's all.
No, there'll be ups and downs. I might have some good days with them. It'll be fine. We'll go to the zoo.
Okay, well, thanks for playing my little lost and haunted box game. Let's jump back into some questions. So, since you're bringing out new music this year, Who or what are your current sort of musical influences right now?
Ooh, I'll throw that to Tom first while I sit on my vocal inspirations.
Oh, so many. Yeah, I kind of said earlier, we've quite a few of us have our roots in kind of new metal, metalcore, earlier things like that. So that's definitely playing a part there. Things like, you know, Linkin Park, Korn, Edema, Incubus, all of that good stuff. A bunch of movie and video game soundtracks, as I said before. Lots of drum and bass and electronics music for me as well. I think in terms of what's kind of inspiring me in the video game space at the moment from a music standpoint, games like Cyberpunk. I think, like, as a metal person, the Doom soundtrack was kind of a pretty big one for the last 10 years. I really love the Dune soundtracks. I think the sound design is fantastic. Yeah, I take a lot of inspiration from outside of metal. So if you can't already tell that, so yeah, and then like the Andromedic album from recently, drum and bass wise, is like absolute bangers, like straight from the start to the finish. But yeah, kind of more similar to our kind of vibe. I'm really enjoying Mood Ring right now. There's this band from Germany called Vianova, who I'm really enjoying. House of Protection also, over the last couple of years, really got into them. So yeah, I'm still spinning them a lot.
Cool. Daniel, what about you? Musical influences.
He said all the good ones.
Yeah.
So I'll talk first about just like from a singing perspective, because obviously all the stuff that Tom said, same ways, you know, all these big bands, like super inspired by them. Same thing with like films and video games. Dune, I love Dune. I love Dune with all my heart. Like one thing that I'd say just about film soundtracks, like me and Tom, we bond a lot about, you know, film soundtracks. Is I've never met such an aggressively, you know, just powerful community of people that love film soundtracks, and I'm a part of that community, and like just being so hyped about listening to like a new film soundtrack. Hopefully we can bring that crowd that listen to our music. So we're trying to pull some cinematic stuff with our music. But when it comes to vocalists, one that comes to mind that, you know, might be kind of straying off the path of like our main inspirations, like with like Gerard Way, for example, from MCR. You know, we might not be doing the full-on emo, blood gushing kind of, you know, songs, but one thing I really respect about his way of doing vocals is he can turn one word into 7 syllables. and kind of make it like, if you're saying lost, you'll be like, I fucking love that. And I think that we need more of it. And I think sometimes we're too matter of fact with the English language. And I think there's something very fun about pushing. So you will hear it in our songs that you can hear those little bits of Gerard Way coming through. When it comes to inspiration, you know, Tom's not going to like this answer after saying such a serious and really sincere answer. I really love the Muppets, and I'm a really big fan of Muppets. Mostly, and I promise this is on concept here, but like it's awesome that in such a shit world and all the things that happen, all the complex stuff that happens in the world, having something that's just so effortlessly happy, or it's like a comfort. You know, I will sit with my partner, we've watched every Muppets film and TV show, like we love that stuff, and like having a home for someone, you know, I always treat like bands or films like a kind of home that you can always go back to, like Harry Potter, when you can go there and just watch all the films and you're in it. You know, that's something I hope we can do with our music, maybe without the puppets involved. but definitely that level of you know, having a place that's consistent, has that vibe, that with all the horrible things happening in your life or just in the world, you can come and listen to us. And I think that's powerful. Hopefully we can do that same kind of stuff.
So I have to ask.
I've never heard anyone.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Tom.
I was going to say, I've never heard anyone talk so poetically about the Muppets.
It's beautiful.
I'm here for it. I love it. So
that should be a salesman.
Yeah. Do you know, well, that's what I thought. Do you know, I have to follow up now with the Muppets because...
Oh, no. Sorry, Tom.
No. Random fun question in there, okay? If each band member was one of the Muppets, who would they be?
Oh, I think Tom would be Kermit. I've never thought about this. Why are you throwing this at me? Ben would be I think he'd be Beaker, if you know Beaker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, Tom's like, I don't know these guys. Ash would be Sam the Eagle, 100%. I'd probably sound like maybe Rizzo. I'd like to be Rizzo. Who wouldn't want to be Rizzo? And then I'd say Dan would be. He's cool. He's a cool guy. So who's like a cool character in maybe who's the shrimp guy? I always forget his name. The really amazing shrimp guy. My partner's probably screaming at me downstairs.
I think.
Or if not, Miss Piggy. There you go. That's my final answer. Awesome.
Nice.
I'm locking that in.
Nice. I just had to throw that in there. That's good. So earlier on you were describing, your music's got big choruses, quite emotive. So what sort of emotions are you trying to convey, particularly with your first single, so that fans can hear that? What sort of emotions would you like us to sort of
well, I feel like with heavy metal or just heavy music in general, every emotion has been talked about, so we can't sit here and be like, ours is this unique perspective you've never seen before. But one thing I think we are going against the grain on is, like I said in one of the other questions, is there's this kind of camaraderie that you see with a lot of music of like, we're all together, it's like High School Musical, we're all in this together. And I think the perspective we're going, especially with songs after Lost and Haunted, is just really focusing on what's going on inside, the mental health side of stuff, without going too heavy on it, but like definitely focusing on your interpretation of events and how you feel about it. And as a kind of good story of it is, like, I've gone to some bands shows and they'll say like, we're all here, look around and give whoever you're looking at, give them a hug, because they're with you, because obviously if you're at the same show as them, you must be best friends. Even though I'm sure if you go to a Bring Me the Horizon show, there's probably some dickhead in the crowd that you don't like, and we're not all going to relate, but in that non-relatedness, this is a very convoluted emotion, but like, just we're all lost, we all have fucked up shit going on, and hopefully that can be a home for people to be at home in that, feel comfort in it. And I think you'll notice in other songs it does focus a lot on those very lonely feelings, rather than trying to just force camaraderie, because sometimes it's just not there. So yeah, that's my one. Going off of Muppets, that's a very sincere answer to the emotional side.
That's good. Tom, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I think in terms of kind of the vibes of the song, we've tried to kind of complement, I guess, the story that we're telling in the lyrics in the best way that we can. But just going back to kind of where our overlaps are in our music tastes, we've got this track is high energy, it's exciting, it's like ready to go. It's almost like a celebration of being lost and haunted together, yeah, like it's hype. I actually can't wait to play it for the first time live. I feel like I'm going to be jumping the whole time,
Yeah. So we're building the suspense, right? We're desperate to hear it. Tell us, when does it come out?
Go on, Tom, you can say it.
Coming out on the 10th of April. 10th of April.
So everybody needs to get on the bandwagon, get following yous, get pre-saving it, all of that jazz. So listen, both of you, it's been lovely to chat with you. I want to wrap up the interview with one last question. I ask this of everybody that I can chat to. So I obviously go by the nickname Sunshine Wheezy, and it's because I like to spread a little bit of sunshine wherever I go, particularly, as you mentioned, mental health. It's really important. So could you just give us your bit of sunshine, okay? So it could be an encouragement, a piece of advice, a short phrase, something to uplift us when we are feeling a bit lost and haunted, we'll say.
Ooh, I'll let you go first, Tom. I need to sit on my very good one.
I think in the crazy world that we live in today, it's easy to kind of just get focused on getting busy rather than giving yourself some space, some rest, some kind of reflection time. We're human beings, not human doings. So sometimes just be.
Sick, Tom. Sorry, continue.
that. Thank you. I love that.
Okay. That's hard to follow. When you're feeling sad, it's okay to watch the Muppets. It's okay to sit and binge watch your favorite shows.
Yeah.
I think we live in a world of escapism now, and we live in a world of retrospectivity, if that's a word, or just always worried about how we act or how we sound or what we do. And there's a phrase I hear quite a lot of, like, to be cringe or to be to be how you are is to be free.
Yeah.
And I think you can probably tell from the way I act and that it's important to just be yourself. I know everyone says that. It's a thing everyone says, but generally it's okay to be you. Have fun with it, and it's okay to be alone. That's one thing I want to say. It's okay to be alone.
Oh, I love that as well. Thank you. Thank you both so much. It's been such fun to chat with you. I'm really excited to hear the single. So 10th of April, everybody, mark it in the diaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you. That's been
Thank
great.
you. Cheers.
Yeah.